listen to us here, they can realize that if we don't have a knowledge or a foundation with the team and spread the knowledge to the players, I will tell you straight to the youngers that are listening to us now, Anthony.
Yes.
Listen to me. I know that there is a lot of coaches here involved in this forum that are studying football. They know about decision take in football. And I can tell you that if you don't have a good mentality, a good scholarship background, will be even more and more difficult for you to survive in a high level football. Because you know what? There is one study here in not here in Brazil. I believe that study is coming from England, that in a game situation in 90 minutes, one single player, he takes more than 2,000 decisions in one game. 2,000 decisions. When press the ball, if controlled by his chest, if controlled by his foot, if he pass, if he hold, every single time, if he run into press, if he cover, if he wide, if he deep in the situation. So every single situation was they study with the players, and they find out that a single player has to take more than 2,000 decisions in 90 minutes in the game. So if I'm not clever, if I'm not with a good football intelligence, if I'm not with a culture, if I don't understand not only football but life itself, I will not achieve a high level football, because there is no space in football for people for anyone that don't realize this situation. So after 53 minutes, with a little extra time, if I can give the guys one advice, I will give the advice to them to don't put aside your scholarship preparation, your background, your educational background, because this will be important for you inside of the field.
Very, very, very interesting, coach. Where you link the professional soccer back to the scholarship, and also to you give us some information, coach, pertaining to back in the day where kids were heading out to scholarships, but the programs, in those schools weren't the best. And now we're seeing a whole different, systems being placed here in America, where I am coaching. Better programs, development, the American soccer, associations, and them are putting down better foundations, coach, to really get the coaches thinking outside the box. And, it's quite interesting, coach, quite interesting. And as a coach too, you really had me hanging to the edge of my seat here, coach. And it's not that I didn't know, but I sometimes you tend to forget about it, coach, that your player is making, thousands of decisions on the playing field. And and that statement can also humble you too as a coach.
Yes, especially Anthony, because we, as a coach, we have to give them the opportunity in our training sessions to take the best decisions, because as I say, we are not stepping inside of the field to do what they have to do. So we are the vehicle to drive them to the direction and to experience what's going to be the best for the game system that we are putting in place, or the strategy, or the tactical approach that we have in the game. So this is what this is a key, you know. And I can tell you, glad that ended this time, Anthony, in America, that a father wake up Saturday morning after work all day, all over the week in a company, and he wake up in the morning, put a cap, a whistle in around his neck, and then become a coach. You know, I'm glad for this time.
Yes,
That's
it's
pass.
yeah, it's really interesting to coach, because when you really do the analysis, or you do some research in terms of what is happening here in America in terms of coaching, you know, that is one of the issues they were having here too, where you have a lot of parent coaches coaching, and then it becomes difficult for the professional coach to unlearn these kids so they can
not
learn the right thing, you know.
not they cannot become a good coach, you know, Anthony.
Yes, they can.
I,
Yes,
I'm
they can.
not I'm not blame this situation, but I
Yes.
blame this. What my point is, I just cannot thinking that I will wake up one day and become a coach without prepare myself for it. You
That's it.
know,
That's true. That's true, coach.
there is
That
there is
that
no problem to any parent to be a coach once he prepare himself for it.
prepare himself for it. Very, very much so. And I know there's a number of coaching courses happening here, and number of lectures taking place, and it's a lot of information is being shared here for development. Coach, we have a question. We have someone asking a question. How was the preparation when you were in Trinidad? I believe you were with the under 17 team, coach, if I'm not mistaken. Was that the under 16 or under 17 team that you were working with? How was that preparation different from what, you know, transpired at the youth level in Jamaica?
I remember by the time, Anthony, we were invited to go to Trinidad and Tobago to be with the under 17, because the country will host the competition in the time, 2001, and they had been building beautiful fields and so, and they would like to have a proper preparation for the under 17. The group that we face involved Brazil, especially in the group. France was a really tough group, and the preparation were something very special as well, you know. Different from Jamaica, we had the resource by the time. We could be traveling. We went to Paraguay. We got involved in Paraguay in a tournament with the Paraguayan national team under 17. We went to Germany to prepare the team. We had the opportunity to be in a training center that were in Caribbean. We didn't have in any other country, you know. That was the center of excellence in Trinidad. We had the opportunity to take professionals like we did in Jamaica, physiologists and everything, but we didn't have to change the mentality, because the money were there. You know, the investment were there because of the competition, the World Cup. You know, many things were coming. The business was the business were how you can say involved in the football by the time, especially because of the exposure World Cup could give to them. You know, so of course was like a very nice time that we had. The players, we had players there that came with us as we had in Jamaica, like average players, you know, like a complete average players. And through this system, we could give them the opportunity even to become a professional. so we didn't achieve, we didn't qualify to the second round in the competition. We did a participation with one draw. We lost 2 games and draw 1 game, but um, we had players that follow their life in professional football, in Jones in England. you know there was another player, I can't remember his name now. He was one of the top players that he suffered an accident, and then he had to stop to play.
Okay.
One beautiful player, I can't remember his name right now, but was a quite set of players that, like in Jamaica, under 17, under 20, they came to our hands as an average player by our input with them, our knowledge of game, the preparation that we could give to them, the opportunity to internationalize themselves. They could get a not a good participation, but was a solid participation by the time and the resource that we have, the individual or the talent that we have in the team. But anyway, we could do that. We did that in Jamaica with Andre Blake. Andre Blake today is the best goalkeeper in CONCACAF. He were drafted through the MLS system, or through the university system as well, to the college. Keith Kelly, by the time he went to PSG as a professional player. I'm talking about players in Jamaica that I remember more. Of course, I passed in there. But like the players in Jamaica, in Trinidad, we had the opportunity to do the same. They came to us and at an average, and most of them, or a good set of players, they became a professional players, and they kept in the national program as a U20 player, as a senior player later.
Thank you so much, Coach. And I would just like to shout out, Chico Santos. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence, Mr. Chico Santos. We know you're there and you're listening. It's an honor and a privilege to have you here in the audience with us. And we know we have some top coaches from around the world that is in the audience. Coach, you have really enlightened us with information and a lot to take away with. For me as a coach here too, I have learned a lot from you here, chatting with you, and it's just having you in our presence to give us some of this information that we can go back to work with our kids and share some of this information, work out some of this information, think outside the box, and also to give our kids that we are working with and our charges the opportunity to make decisions on the soccer field, so they too can learn and develop in the process as they go forward. um I'm getting another question here. Someone is asking, Coach, how do you see the role and evaluating a team performance beyond the outcome of the game? How it changes your decision making and start training, and the program continues. So what they're talking about is, how do you see your role in terms of evaluating the team performance beyond the outcome of the game?
Um, Thank you for the question, Daniel. Daniel is doing that question. Guy from Brazil, a friend of mine that I invite as I request you. So it's really important to be evaluating the players, even to program your practice. So when we go for decision takes or decision make in the game, and we evaluate those decisions, we can adjust our training sessions even to maximize or potentialize what we want from our team. So how you say that, coach? How you can practically doing that, as I am saying, you know? Anthony, suppose that we have one kid, you know, that in the transition phase,
Yes.
to attack to defend, he's a good, he takes a good decision to press the ball. And I have by the other side a player that is not so good in the transition for the defense to attack, and I want to improve both of them. I can set or can build my session and program my session. I don't know if you are with me, you know,
Yes,
with
yes,
what I'm
yes,
thinking.
yes, yes,
To program myself, my session, to put two of them in competition, or, you know, to try or to give them or to potentialize or to maximize the outcome, or what they have to gain for the the perspective that I want. Let me go again. I can tell you sometimes I forget me, because you know, the practice of English, sometimes the words just escape, and then
yes, yes,
you know, have
yeah,
to
but coach,
be
I got exactly what you're saying, you know, coach. It's just a matter of the weaknesses and the strengths you're dealing with here of the player.
yes,
This is what you're
yes,
dealing with here, the weaknesses and the strengths, and you
yes,
giving them the opportunity to bring out their strengths and to bring out their weaknesses in a practice session that
sure,
you would be able to break down that information for them, coach, and
true.
they can benefit from that information so they can make that adjustment to go forward.
Thank you
Fully,
very much. Thank you
you're
very much,
welcome,
man.
coach. You're
You
welcome,
helped me
coach.
a lot. Yeah, because this is what I mean, you know. So
Yes,
if I
yes,
have something, I have those analyses, I
yes,
have those kind of system in my hands.
yes,
How this can help me, not only in the game,
yes,
because I can tell you that
yes.
in the game time, we as a coach, we have few participation to change something in there. If we don't estrange our practice and put everything in our practice, don't be beside the field and shout the player in the pitch to do something that you never train with them in the practice, in the training session. You know, because how can I, as a coach, ask for a player to do something that I never train him to do? You know, so I never give him the opportunity to estrange his weakness, you know, put him to compete in my team with somebody that has one strength and he doesn't have, to improve together and to move as a team, you know. So this is what I believe, that beyond the evaluation, you know, what we can do to improve our practice, our game, and the mentality of our players, of course, and the decision taking for them.
Coach, coach, very, very much interesting, coach. Very, very much a wealth of knowledge, coach, and the way you break it down in a simple format, that in pieces that we can chew on those pieces and we can understand how simple the game could be, and then sometimes how complex the game could be
Yes,
at times. But we need to do it inside of that training session, that where we bring the team together and then we give them that opportunity when the game is playing so they can express themselves, and they can play the game, and then we can look back at it. And then now too, we have the video cameras that the game is being taped. So now we could also go and watch the sessions or watch the game on video and be able to point out some of these things to the kids, because all the games now are being taped. Quite interesting, coach. Coach,
yes.
I know it's a little bit late where you are, coach. Any last minute information that you would want to leave us with, coach? In terms of our viewership, you know, any information that you would like to leave us with, Coach?
Yes, Anthony, I would like to, in the last part, encourage all the coaches to be updating themselves, you know, to be helping each other, you know, because what I think is that I cannot grow up in my career just stepping in someone's shoulder, you know. I believe that once I am in somewhere or achieve something, we as a coach, we as a teacher, we have the responsibility to put our hands down and pull someone together with us. So spread our knowledge, learn with them. So this is what I want to encourage the coaches, be together, because especially in Caribbean, I know how the mentality is there. I have to look good, and if I want to look good, I have to make Anthony to look bad, and this is not the way to grow in our career, in our life. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. And um, I can tell you, sorry, Peter. Yes, Blackman was the guy that got injury, was a wonderful player. I don't know how it is Blackman now, but would like to send my regards to him. And Anthony, for the players, for the boys, I want to tell them and encourage them to to believe in themselves, believe in their dream, you know, follow the coach instructions. And the coaches, they are more prepared to, they have given or they have getting those opportunities to certificating themselves and get more opportunities to help the players to develop in themselves. And to be honest, man, there is no dream that cannot be dreamed, you know. So if you want to go for a scholarship, if you want to go for professional football career, I have to encourage you, because I remember Cafu. You know Cafu, huh?
Yes, yes,
From
yes,
Brazilian
yes.
national team.
Oh yes, oh
He
yes.
went for São Paulo for eight trials,
Mm.
7 trials. He was rejected, sent back home. You know, hey guy, you have no talent. You know, this is what the system was saying to him, but he didn't accept. And he was the captain of Brazilian national team in '94, and he was there with the truth in his hands. And he was there just because he never believed the nose that he is serving in his life. You know, so I want to encourage the guys, the boys, and the girls, of course, to be there, to be involved, and follow their dreams, because it's possible. For sure,
Mm.
it's possible.
Coach, once again, it's an honor and a privilege to have you here. We just want to send greetings and blessings to your wife and your kids, and success to
Thank
you
you.
guys in Brazil. And we are anticipating. We are looking out for you again in the Caribbean region, because we know what you came there and what you did. You left a legacy there, and I personally know your work is not finished in the Caribbean, Coach. We know your work is not finished in the Caribbean, Coach, and we know soon you will be back again with us and taking us again to different World Cups at different levels, Coach. So once again, I know we have a number of guests from Nigeria, African continent, Europe, different parts of the world listening in, they're just texting in and saying hello. Thank you guys so much. We know it's a different time in your time zone. Some of you guys are in the midnight time zone, early hours of the morning. Thank you guys so much